Yes, good morning to all of you. Myself Mahesh Jagdish Pingle, lecturer Electronics Engineering, Government Polytechnic Ambad. So, dear students, today we are going to discuss the next type of microwave tube, and that particular tube it is called as the traveling wave tube. In previous lecture, we discussed about the klystron, multi-cavity klystron, then reflex klystron type of tubes. Now this is a totally different type of tube, and the name of that particular tube it is called as the traveling wave tube. Now basically this traveling wave tube is a linear beam tube used as a microwave amplifier. There is some difference between klystron type of tube and the traveling wave tube, which is abbreviated as TWT also. In this particular device, the interaction between the beam and the RF field it is continuous. So in our previous tube, what we observed that the interaction of RF field and electron beam it is done only in the gap of the cavity. So buncher cavity, catcher cavity, such a kind of cavities we discussed. So whatever the gap is there, gap A, gap B, within that particular gap itself only the RF field interacts with the electron beam. But in TWT type of structure, what we found is that there is a continuous interaction between beam and RF field. So here we are observing some helix like structure. So because of this particular helix like structure, RF field it is propagated through this helix like structure, and the electron beam it is passed exactly through the center of this particular helix. So there is continuous interaction between the electron beam and the tube. So while talking about the structure of this particular TWT, what we basically found is that we are having some cathode over here, then there is a focusing anode, there is one collector over here, and this is nothing but the tube in which actual your amplification process itself it is taking. Now this particular glass tube consists of a input guide and one output guide, through which you are applying some input RF field and taking output, right? Now this particular glass tube it is surrounded with some magnetic kind of field, attenuator it is also provided. Now this particular glass tube consists of this particular helix structure. Now actual electron beam flows through the glass tube and the RF field will flow through this particular helix like structure. Now as we previously discussed is that there is a continuous interaction between this particular tube, RF field and the electrons passed, right? Basically whatever the voltage of the collector it is kept positive, also the voltage of this particular TWT RF field it is also kept positive to attract the electrons emitted from this particular cathode. So we are having one cathode, so some heater type of arrangement it is there. So electrons are emitted from this particular cathode, and all these electrons will be attracted by the positive field of RF field as well as the collector. So they are passing very high with high speed towards the collector, right? Now talking about the fundamentals of TWT, in order to prolong the interaction between the electron beam and the RF field, it is necessary to ensure that both are moving in the same direction and with approximately the same velocity. So whatever the speed of this particular TWT RF field and the speed of electron that should be same in order to maintain the amplification process synchronized one. So that's why we can say that whatever the velocity we are choosing, always it is 3 into 10 raised to 8 meters per second, that is approximately equal to your velocity of light. So the electron beam speed and the RF field which is propagating through this particular TWT, it should be similar one or the synchronized one. Now while talking about the construction of this particular TWT, that typical TWT uses a helix like structure. An electron gun is employed to produce a very narrow electron beam, which is then sent to the center along with the axial helix. So this is helix, and along with the axis of this particular helix, the narrow electron beam generated by this particular cathode itself it is sent. Then helix is made positive, as we already discussed, and also the cathode it is very much positive. So that's why because of this particular positive fields, the electrons gets attracted towards this particular helix or the collector type of arrangement. Thus the beam is attracted to the collector and acquires very high velocity. It is kept spreading as the multi-cavity klystron by DC axial magnetic field. So this particular magnetic field which is surrounded with by this particular towards this particular tube, this particular magnetic field will avoid the spreading of electron and make a narrow beam of that particular electron. Now it is as shown in the figure, the beam must be narrow and correctly focused so that it will pass through the center of the helix without touching the helix himself. So whatever the beam, it is passing through the center of this particular helix only because of the magnetic field, because magnetic field avoids the spreading of the electron beam. The signal is applied to the input of the helix via a waveguide indicated. So we are applying a signal over here through the waveguide. This field propagates around the helix with a speed that is hardly different from the velocity of light in free space. However, the speed with which electric field advances, it is axially equal to the velocity of light multiplied by ratio of the helix pitch and helix circumference. So whatever the RF field propagating through this particular helix, it is calculated with the equation or the multiplication of axially velocity of multiplied by ratio of helix pitch to the helix circumference. So if Vc is the velocity of light multiplied by ratio of helix pitch and the helix circumference. So with this particular kind of structure, the helix structure, it is also called as the slow wave type of structure. Now while talking about the operation of this particular helix type of structure, the TWT may be considered as limiting case of multi-cavity klystron. So one that has a very large number of closed spaced gap with phase change that progresses approximately the velocity of electron beam. This also means that there is a lot of similarity between the magnetron, so which we are discussing in our next lecture, in which same process takes place. Now bunching process in TWT takes place across the continuous beam. So the bunching takes place in TWT through the process that is a cross between those multi-cavity klystron and the magnetron. So the electrons leaving the cathode are randomly quickly encounter a weak axial field at the input of the helix. So suppose this is your electron beam which is emitting from here. So at the beginning there is a less amount of RF field phased by the electron which is due to the input signal. So as the passage of the electron passes across the gap, the velocity modulation takes place within it, and between the adjacent turns some bunching will be done and the amplification process it is done. So as the electron passes, initially it will be affected by less positively electromagnetic field propagating, RF field propagating through TWT, but after that the bunching process will be acquired, then RF field will be enhanced. So that's why we will get an amplified RF signal at the output side, right? So once again it takes theoretically no power to provide velocity modulation, since there are equal number of accelerated and retarded electrons. Now by modulations, these by the time this initial bunch arrives at the turn of the helix, and initially there is such a phase that retarded the bunch slightly and also help bunching process it a little more. So this particular process continues from your initial stage to the last stage. So at the output stage we are getting the amplified signal. So I will repeat once again. So some electrons are emitted here. So that particular electrons are interact with the RF field which is passing through the TWT helix structure, and because of this particular RF field interaction, some bunching process will be occurred, and the amplified signal we will get at the output of this particular guide. So this is all about the helix structure of TWT. Here you are also observing some diagram related with growth of signal bunching along with the traveling tube. So initially distance of the interaction space, so initially the signal is weak, but after the distance passes the amplification of the signal it is done, because of the bunching of process it is more. So this is all about the TWT operation. So thank you very much.